Lanny, what do you make of the First Amendment argument?
Well, it's a bit shocking.
I know you're a very big defender of the First Amendment, so
I am,
I'm
and
curious
I'm
to see how you feel
a
about
civil
this.
libertarian defender quite strongly. But you can't use the First Amendment to protect shouting fire in a movie theater because that causes harm if there's no fire. You certainly can't use the First Amendment if somebody knows that they're lying to undermine our Constitution, our democracy, on the counting of people's votes honestly. And 61 judges all said, show me the evidence. And some of his lawyers in the courtroom said no evidence. And I challenge my distinguished colleague as I challenge respectfully Mr. Trump. Not one single fact has been introduced by Mr. Trump or his lawyers showing enough voter fraud to change the election. That's why his own attorney general said no. His own White House counsel said no. 61 judges said no. And by the way, the last judge in Pennsylvania did find some voter fraud, but not enough to change the election. So it's 61 out of 61. So I challenge Mr. Trump, my distinguished colleague, tell me one lawyer that cited facts to show enough fraud to change the election. The answer is, to date, silence. The answer is because there are none.
Sarah, you go ahead, Sarah. I was going to prompt a question, but I think you want to go for it, so go for it.
Yeah, well, his advisors, many of whom were lawyers and constitutional lawyers, did share in the same beliefs, and there's ample evidence of that. But let me say this to Mr. Davis. Where there is smoke, there is fire. So you're talking about yelling fire in a movie theater. Where there is smoke, there is fire. President Trump smelled and saw smoke and saw flashing lights and genuinely believed there was a fire. He called on the fire department to investigate. They came and they too saw the smoke, smelled the smoke, and saw the lights and agreed, there must be a fire. We need to investigate. An investigation is at least warranted. So yelling fire on January 6th and in the weeks leading up to that time was really based on a genuine belief that there was in fact a fire, that fire being election irregularities that had to be investigated. And because that speech pertains to a matter of politics, it's not a crime. It's at the core of our democracy and our elections. It is speech protected by the First Amendment.